Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Agave Talk, your number one source for everything agave. We appreciate you being here with us today. Today, we are checking out a brand new brand to us. Yes, Califino Tequila. Califino Tequila. Let's bring this up here. Brand new brand to us. We have a sampling of their entire lineup. Really cool details on these mini bottles. The big bottles look exactly the same. This is just, some regulatory things. Let me try to get this back in focus. It's not where, there we go. Coming out of NOM 1468. We got that agave. Kind of looks like our logo right up on the back. And we got this braiding right here across all of the bottles. So like I said, we have the Blanco. We got the Reposado. Let's take a look at the Reposado. Kind of light, not a really dark Reposado in person or on camera. All of these are clocking in at 40% alcohol, 100% agave, of course. Again, NOM 1468. Some really curious about trying this and have no idea what it's going to taste like. You notice they are all still sealed. And again, we got the whole lineup here. So that añejo looking a little bit darker, and going over then to the extra añejo. On camera, it doesn't look much darker. In person, too, it doesn't look much darker. It's like the tiniest hint of darkerness to it. But again, we got the whole lineup here. All right. So what I'm going to do is open all of these, pour all of these, and let it sit for a few minutes. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, we are back, and you can see we got all of this poured out in the back. All right. Love doing these vertical flights. If you're not familiar, a vertical flight is taking a brand and going through their entire lineup. So this extra añejo over here actually starts all the way from this Blanco. So if you got a solid Blanco, more than likely, the rest of your lineup is going to be pretty solid as well. But of course, the wood impacts that, the time spent in a barrel, what barrels they use. There's a lot of factors going into this. But again, going through this vertical flight, you can see the progression all the way from the Blanco to the Reposado, to the Añejo, to the extra Añejo, depending on how long they're aged. This Blanco, they're actually saying is aged agave for a minimum of 6 years. What does that mean? Well, this Blanco itself is not aged. They're not aging this in a barrel or anything, but they're using agaves that are 6 years old. Takes about an agave, a mature agave, anywhere from 6, 7 to 8 years. But they're saying they are using a more mature agave, which is good. You're going to get a lot more flavor from that than using a younger agave and using some questionable techniques to juice them and get that. They're saying, hey, right off the bat, we're letting those agaves grow to maturity, and that's what we're using. This Reposado now, they're saying aged for 12 months in American white oak barrels. If it's, whoa, the top came off. This was the only bottle that did that. This Reposado, and looking at their information, it can't be 12 months. If it was aged 12 months, it would be an añejo, all right, that 365 days. 364 days is that Reposado. So this right here, they're saying aged for 12 months in American white oak barrels. This has to be then 364 days, which brings it right up to being that añejo. But I'm curious because this right here, clearly two completely different colors. But why? Well, it's because they're saying this añejo. Remember, this is about a year, 364. They're saying 12 months, but if it can't be 12 months, 365 days, it's got to be 364. This añejo right here, they're actually letting them sit for another year to 2 years. They're saying 24 to 36 months. So again, once we get into that 3 years, really, that 36 months, 3 years, it's going to be an extra añejo, so it has to be 3 years minus a day. So it's kind of curious that they're not saying exactly how long. It says age 24 to 36 months. That's, I mean, an extra year, that's a long time. So I'm curious, like, why it's like that. And you could tell the difference, but why not just pick a specific date or different bottlings? Maybe one's a 2 year, maybe one's closer to a 3 year, not sure, but I'm just reading the information that I have. Whereas then they have this extra añejo. It's aged for a minimum of 7 years. So that's pretty solid, a 7-year extra añejo. But looking at these colors, not that much darker. Not that much, or a little bit, but not that much darker. However, a 7-year añejo, some of those really extra añejos we always love. Here at Agave Talk, our favorites, starting off with the blancos, and then the extra añejos, the two different spectrums we truly love. Got respect for the Reposado añejos, but right here, blanco and extra añejo, that's the bee's knees. That's where it's at, all right? So we're going to start off with this blanco right here. Taking a look, super clear. Again, no aging on this. They are using 6-year agaves, some mature agaves. Looking at the legs and tiers, that is pretty sticky. You can tell that's, you know, a mature agave there. A lot of sugar content in that. That is very sticky. It's not really going anywhere. Taking a smell. Oh yeah. You're definitely getting that agave. It's definitely crisp and clean. Oh yeah, crisp, clean agave on that blanco. I love it. Taking a look at this reposado. We're going to do the nose across first on all of them. Taking a look at this repo again, those tiers. Those tiers are running a lot quicker than that blanco. They definitely are not sticking around very long. Taking a smell. Oh, wow. That's still very agave forward. Got some anise on there slightly. Little bit of that barrel. But man, that's very agave forward for a repo. I'm loving it. We love the agave smell and the agave taste, and that reposado absolutely has a lot of good agave smell on that nose. Cheers. Taking a look at this añejo. Those tears dissipating just as quick as that reposado. A lot darker in color, though. Let's take a smell. Okay. Definitely getting a little more whiskey-ish on this. The agave has dissipated away. You're getting a little bit more alcohol in the nose. Definitely getting some of that barrel toast on there. Kind of like a toasted almond. Definitely toasted almond. You're definitely getting some barrel on there. A lot of that toasty barrel char, that agave flavor that was very noticeable in the blanco and añejo, almost gone. I'm not really getting a lot of agave on there at all, if any. And jumping over in then to this extra añejo. Now this is going back to being very sticky. You can see that is not moving one bit. 7-year extra añejo. Taking a sniff. Ooh, that smells good. Ooh. Oh, that toasted barrel, like a toasted, real dark toasted almond. They let that sit for a while more. Getting some caramel. Yeah, it's not like additive sweet though. It's not overpowering, but you're definitely getting like a sweet barrel toastiness. Oh, that smells good. That smells really good. I'm really, really looking forward to diving into that extra añejo. All right, let's check all these out. So let's grab this blanco. Again, there's a lot of agave on there. I love it. Let's take a sip. All right. So packing a little punch right up front. You're definitely getting some heat, some pepper right up front, but it's kind of sweet. Got a little sweetness to it, a little herbaliness to it. Definitely packing a little punch in there. That's full body. That's coming in swinging. I'm a blanco. I'm unaged. I'm here. I like that. I like that. Let's try this reposado, where again you're really getting a lot of that agave on there, but it now has a little hint of oakiness, a little toast in there. Let's take a sip. Cheers. Okay. I love reposado, again, meaning rested, and you can tell this blanco came out swinging. It was strong. Definitely has some pepper to it. Definitely had some spice to it right up front, some strength. Whereas now that reposado, it's taken what's great about that blanco, and now it's just kind of rested and mellowed out, but it's not overly toasted. You don't have those deep oak notes yet. It's definitely kind of chill, kind of warm, like the smell I said earlier. I believe I said like kind of buttery. It's definitely got like a spice, but it's more like a buttery, smooth, mellow kind of spice. I'm digging that. Let's take another sip. Oh, that's good. That's easy drinking. And you guys know reposados is our least favorite expression when we do lineups like this historically. But this, man, that's a solid reposado. I'm definitely digging that. Let's check out this añejo. This añejo, again, kind of dark, anywhere from 24 to 36 months. Still, it's got me confused. Like, why can't we narrow down a date? Why isn't it 2 years? Why isn't it 3? Like why are we thinking 24 to 36? I appreciate it. I love that older age, but I'm really curious why such that range and why can't we narrow it down? But man, the smell on that. Oh, let's take a sip. Okay. Oh, that's good. So yeah, definitely that toasted almond. Definitely very toasty on there. My whiskey people, this would be a great introduction. If you don't do tequila, this would be kind of cool. I'm not a huge whiskey guy, but I could see the crossover, and especially that American white oak barrel shining through, where this is, it's that progression. This is such a cool progression with this brand, where you got that spice, that strength, that in your face, bold kind of flavor. Then it's just kind of rested, and it's bringing in some of that toasty notes, right? It's kind of mellow, kind of chill, whereas now this just dives a little deeper. It takes what's great about this and just amplifies that taste of that toastiness, that warmth. Let's take another sip. Yeah, you're even getting like some baked agave in there, like really dark roasted charred agave, like real deep in there. So that's solid. That's some good stuff. I'm digging that añejo. Definitely digging that añejo. And again, this extra añejo, 7 years in American white oak barrels with a French oak barrel finish. I don't believe we said that earlier, but it's aged minimum of 7 years American white oak barrels with a French oak barrel finish. But they don't say how long. Let's cheers. Oof. Oh, that's good. Oh, yeah. Oh. Deep, rich, dark. That's really how I can describe this. Again, it's even more amplified. It takes that añejo and it really amplifies those flavors. A little bitter. It's definitely a little bit bitter than the other ones. I didn't get a bitter flavor from the rest. I definitely got a little bit more of a bitter kind of notes on that. But you're now bringing in like that. You can taste that. Oh, got a little chocolate in there, right? It's warm. That's full body. Like, oh, what a cool progression just to see how we went from this raw, crisp, clean, fresh, bright, all the way to this dark, like deep, rich. That's such a cool progression across this brand, Califino. Cheers to you all. Let's take another sip. Oh, just the nose on this. Take another sip. Yeah, that's good. That's definitely good. That is a huge progression again from the añejo to the extra añejo. The best way I could put this brand is just the amplification. You can tell that this is the blanco. Like, this started all the way over here. 6-year agaves, then 7 years in a barrel. We end up over here. You can tell this is all from the same brand. This is kind of cool. Loving this this flight we're doing. Califino, cheers. Hats off to you guys. Great. If I had to pick a winner for me, taste-wise, man, that's tough. I'll be honest, this is solid. This is solid. I'm going this extra añejo. That extra añejo is just, it's deep. It's dark. The notes, I love extra añejos. But I love extra añejos that still retain like a tequila kind of flavor. It's not overly barreled. It's not overly oaky or toasty. Like, I can tell I'm drinking a very well-aged tequila, and that's what that is. Across the board, though, like, this is pretty solid. That Reposado even, too, it's great because the Blanco, it was pretty strong up front. Let me take another sip. Pretty strong up front. Might be too much for some people to sip. I could sip it. I love Blancos. That might be a little bit too much for some people to sip. But when they then rest that for, well, they're saying again, a year, just under it. Yeah, it's just, it brings it to a whole nother level. Going across as well, Añejo, extra Añejo, we're totally digging it. Califino, again, if you've never checked them out, check them out, absolutely. Also, if you have not done so already, please hit that like and subscribe, as well as follow us on Instagram at Agave Talk. All right? If you got any comments, drop them down below. We'd love to hear from you, and take care.